Well, it's deer season again. I'm not sure if anybody knows, but September 7th's actually been in for a few days now. 4 days. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I'll cut the tip of my finger off with one of these new broadheads. Anyways, 4 days. The Kentucky bow season's been in, and I have not been here. Even though I bought a Kentucky tag again this year, I came up here turkey hunting this year, so I had the hunt license. Might as well buy the deer tags, right? So I did. But I let that opening weekend get past us, and hopefully some of the pressure's kind of moved out, and maybe there's still a deer or two left, because we're up here now. We're gonna spend a few days of our own up here chasing them and harassing them and maybe getting close to one, probably not. But it is back to the ungulate edition of the Pinhoti project. Got another boat. I'm gonna be putting it in the water, hunting by the boat a little bit, and hopefully we don't drown cameras and bows and ourselves in the process. But because it's less of a boat and more of a little dinghy, I guess you can call it. It's a little bitty feller, and that makes me nervous a little bit. But we're gonna see. But we're getting close, so we're gonna put our duds on and give it a shot this evening. Just kind of get our feet up under us, and hopefully we can figure something out. Go back up in here, big field up on top, and go check it out. We've pissed off every squirrel in the neighborhood now. So, we throw everything in this backpack and get up there. We're gonna go ahead and bring our sticks. We might be able to climb. Not 100% certain, but it's kind of hitting us at a bat. So we're just gonna hook into that field and just try to slip up, get as close as we can to that field, and hopefully get up a tree and just put glasses on it all the rest of the evening and just see if we can't, I don't know, lay our eyes on something. It'd be nice to see a doe. Alright, we're not gonna bust our butt. Here we go. Okay, let's play a little catch up here. I'm all situated. It is about 5 o'clock. About 2 hours till sunset, I think, 2.5. But I was 2 sticks up, or putting my second stick on, and a guy come walking around the right side of this field. I'm way in the back of the field where it necks down, and I got a little ridge top goes on out. The field follows that, but it's not planted any further than where I'm at. But it's mowed or been sprayed or something. From what I can tell, it looks dead mowed. So those deer may use that to walk in here if they're bedded anywhere on that finger there. And if they do, they're going to have to walk by me right here at 30. Now there's a bunch of limbs, because that's just the nature of hunting these field edges. A bunch of limbs between me and the edge of the field, and you've got to pick your shot like always, but it is possible. The dude walked around the right side of the field. I whistled at him and then kind of waved my hat at him, and he saw me, and that dude had walked a long freaking way to get here. I mean, a long way, dude. But he threw his hand up and turned around and walked back out around the side of the field that I expect the deer to come around, because the right side is the first side to get shade. So I guess now instead we're going to be watching that side of the field. It's getting pretty dark on the woods side. Won't be too much longer. We won't be able to see much, but nothing so far. Well, there's a little fawn right there.
good deer come out with him. One looks like it's in velvet, one looks like it's hard horned. But they're feeding away from me now. So, I mean, we accomplished what we had set out to do, which is put our eyes on this field. That one's a really big 8-pointer, and I can't tell about the velvet deer. His antlers don't show up as good in the beans, but it still looks like a pretty decent deer. So as you can tell, it's getting pretty dark now. I'm gonna start packing this stuff up and slip down this tree as quietly as possible and see if we can figure something out here. I'll get you there.
We're gonna chalk that up as a win. First evening in Kentucky, 2 pretty decent bucks come out on the other side of the field from us and fed straight away. But at least we were able to put our eyes on them. And all things considered, you know, we had a guy walk out of the edge of the field, then whistled, and he turned around, and you know, like I said, I'm gonna chalk that up as a win. I'm gonna chalk this evening up as a success story because we were able to put our eyes on 2 pretty good bucks, and maybe the wind will allow us to get back in there and hunt those deer before their summer patterns change, because the 8-pointer was hard horned, so we know it's only a matter of time before he starts doing something a little different. So it sure would be nice if this wind would work with us, and we can get in there and try to shoot at one of them bad boys. So that's the story. We'll see y'all in the morning. Well, it's time again. Fixing to go in early because I'm unsure of what we're gonna encounter. Trying to get a set on the edge of the field on the opposite side. The wind has turned for us, or at least it says it has. We'll see when we get there, but supposedly, according to the weather, it's turned just about perfect for us. So we're gonna go in from the other side where those bucks came out yesterday evening and try to get situated somewhere along the edge of that field. We got the smoke rolling this evening. I don't think a deer's gonna smell the smoke and ignore it, but I think they may smell the smoke versus smelling the person scent, and they may just kind of get nervous. I've seen them just get nervous and walk off rather than freaking out. So we're smoking this evening. Probably don't matter. I'm gonna smell like the south end of a northbound donkey by the time I get there, but we'll try as we may, you know. Lego. A lot of boot tracks around this field. I guess I'm just gonna go into this whole situation just hoping the deer do exactly what they did last night. Hoping that it's an early season pattern, and just for some reason none of these boot tracks have got them boogered up so bad that they have altered their plans as of yet. The wind right now feels great. But there's been a considerable amount of traffic in here. Just walked right in front of somebody's cell camera. They got it back here. I mean, really, really good spot that it's in. I don't know. Let me do some thinking real quick. I'm going to try to get down another 75. There's a big dip, and I just think those deer do the same thing that they did yesterday. They're going to be too far out. They're going to kind of walk around this bowl. I need to get just right there. So my wind will fall down in this hole right here. Alright, we just got situated and already got a doe come out. Looks like my ear's on fire, don't it? How about that? Courtney will have some smart aleck comment about my ear being big or something. Anyway, we're situated in this hackberry, and it's as expected. It's hard to find a tree that you can shoot into this field. I mean, everything right here that I would really like to shoot is just covered in limbs and whatnot. I got this lane here. I got these 2 pieces that looks like volunteer corn that came up amongst the beans. I got one at 28, one at 38. The draw runs off that way there. And I'm hoping that's where my thermals are going to fall right down into here. It's supposed to have a northwest wind, which is supposed to be sending it that way. So I was hoping to do this, but I keep getting that little stutter step from the wind, but we'll see.
action thus far. Sun's still up, so it should be falling here soon, and hopefully things will heat up a little bit with action. It is 6:15. We've been on the stand for about an hour and a half. What little bit of breeze we do have is flowing to the east. It was supposed to be northwest. So, early season wind kind of situation that we're dealing with here, but luckily it hasn't been directly wrong. So, making our way out of here. Dang it. And that deer blowing right at dark. That doesn't sit well with me. I'm hoping I just didn't blow that whole situation there, but you know what? You can only guess with what you're given. And I was given a forecast of 9 to 12 mile an hour wind out of the northwest. And it couldn't have been more wrong. You just gotta roll the dice sometimes, and today we come up short. Deja vu. We're essentially doing the exact same thing as we did yesterday. It's supposed to be the same wind. Given the situation, I don't know what else to do. I'm hoping I can capitalize on the summer pattern. I feel like there's only a handful of days before these deer start changing, if they haven't already. I watched those deer come out in that field and were just absolutely comfortable that evening. There's trail cameras and boot prints back there, but still, I saw with my own eyes these deer come in there and act normal. So, you know, yesterday we didn't do any good in there, and you always want to think that you did something wrong was the reason you weren't successful, but I'm thinking some days deer just don't do the same thing, so. I'm walking up this little depression. I'm trying to keep this hill between us, but I just don't know if there's enough elevation there to do it. But I'm doing the best I can. I think I'm looking at our tree right up yonder. So. We're back. Well, we set up here. And that out there, somebody's just walking right across the center of the bean field. Right across. I'm talking smack dab to the center. I whistled at him, and he turns and just keeps on walking to the center of it. So, I'm having to video it on my GoPro because I don't have my camera pulled up yet. We got the camera base and everything situated here. And, that means if those deer were bedded where they need to be bedded for me to kill them right here, they would, no, they gone. Public land stuff's just different, man. And he's going, his wind is going to be doing this straight to me like and I'm talking just walk smack. I heard his stand went clang, 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 right through the center of the bean. I thought, what the heck? I mean, it's a ton of land at the gate, so you can't blame the guy for parking beside somebody coming in here. Just huge fields and just a bunch of timber. But one thing I do when I go in, especially, well, it's all the time, but especially if I know there's somebody in here, is I try to be discreet, walk the edges and be quiet and kind of we've already been in here, took the long way around to stay out of the field, kept the wind in our favor. It's just like, dang it. But we're fixing to get down. I ain't sitting up here. I'm fixing to, I don't know what, but it ain't going to be sitting right here until dark because it just ain't going to happen. I can't believe I saw those deer 2 days ago out here in the middle of this bean field. It just makes no sense. That's crazy. It's just crazy. Alright, so we're down from our tree that we literally climbed up, climbed down, so good practice, I guess. I'm gonna try to make lemonade out of lemons here. It's gonna kind of do a little snooping around since this whole spot is blown right now. Might as well learn what we can about it. So
at it again for another evening sit. I'm gonna drop in the water this time and go just somewhere completely new. I'm back to looking for a needle in a haystack. I feel like after feeling like I had my thumb on them for a second, but they've been boogered around the last couple of days so bad. Give them a little different look. Doing this solely based off pressure. From the way I can figure it, looking at the maps, this would be the area that would be the most difficult to get to. So
embracing the suck, as they call it. God. After that first hunt, that first evening here, we ain't done nothing but take it on the chin, son. Walk through all this stuff that you see me walking through now. Got back there where I wanted to be, and about the time I broke out of this stuff, because I busted out on one side of it, another guy busted out on the other side of it. And he was walking back because he said there was a bean field past the place there that he was going to, and there was already a guy hunting it, so he was walking back out. So it's just become comical at this point. Well, it is 5:53. I pouted a little bit longer than I did yesterday. I'm sitting on the ground because it's the easiest thing to do right now. Considering it is 6 o'clock, I've got about an hour and 20 minutes left of daylight. I'm in this super thick little spot, and the state is coming here and mowed a strip in it, like a wide strip right here. I noticed that there was like some regeneration of some stuff. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I'm hoping it's favorable. And I'm watching it for the next hour and a half. Quickly running out of daylight here. Just had one deer get downwind of us back here. Took off that brown doe come out right here at about 30. But that's it. No bone. Got a few minutes left here, so we're gonna sit tight. But
another day. Sitting here pouring over maps. Got the boat backed up here, figuring out where we're gonna go. It's a Saturday, so I expect there to be more pressure than, I don't know how there could be more pressure. This public land stuff is it's got its challenges. It can be extremely frustrating, but equally as rewarding when you figure it all out and are successful on it. But it's all part of the public land game. We can all get super frustrated with it at some point, but can't beat the price. So
tree's been climbing before. Not this year, but it has been climbing. I can't slow down and get in the tree unless I got confidence. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of staying on the downwind side of this big old thick piece of CRP. Just picking my way around it to see if I can find an acorn tree drop in or just something to give me some confidence that deer are gonna work my way out of this thick stuff. I'm sure there's some bedded in there, but I mean, I gotta figure out where they're going. And when I was here in like 2000 and I don't know what it was when I killed the deer here last, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was, I said then, I will never come back to Kentucky during the early season. I really got to start listening to myself.